And do you normally find that the stages that you perform in or that you go to, they have a lot of health and safety rules? Does that normally happen?
No. No, this thing happened in Edinburgh last year when I did my show there for the month. I took the, I think it was like the second or third night, I took the mic, at the beginning of the show I took the mic out of the stand and I sliced my thumb on the, I don't know if you look at a mic stand, but there's like a really sharp bit on the, there's one there, there's a really sharp bit on the side. And I like sliced it on that. And it was so painful that as I pulled it out, I actually went like that. And I don't think the audience really knew what had happened. It just looked like it was part of my show to pull the mic out and scream. And then I was sort of like trying to, like carry on.
You carried on.
But then I could feel like blood on my hand.
Right.
And I could also see members of the front row looking and whispering to each other that my hand was bleeding. So then I had to mention it and go, oh look, I've just done that. Does anyone have a plaster? So then this lady had a plaster, it was all fine. But then it got really infected. I mean, this is not the most rock and roll story. My finger got really infected and it went green. The whole thing. So we didn't cancel any gigs, but it sort of...
you kept on going with your gangrene...
Yeah, I just put a massive plaster around it. But this sort of like massive, like pus bubble, like created on the side of my finger, and it got so painful that
you're talking to one of the most squeamish persons you ever speak to in an interview.
Well, so I then got booked in Edinburgh to do this gig at the BBC tent. They had a series of filmed shows called Live at the BBC in Edinburgh, and I did that, and like seconds before I went on, Rick, my manager, popped it with a needle. He sterilised this, what are they called, badge, like pin pin. He sterilised one with a lighter. And it's
pretty rock and roll, to be fair.
And then popped it as my name was being announced. And then if you watch the video, you can watch it on YouTube. You can see the sort of panic.
This is on YouTube. The ooze coming out.
Yeah, you can see. No. You can just see me walking on with this like, like dazed look, and sort of shaking my hand.
We'll grab the link. The link will be there.
Yeah. Put the link in. But so it's pretty rock and roll comedy. I don't know if that's what you thought comedy was like.
I had no idea it was about pus bubbles and
there's a lot of that
guns
sort of thing. I think I must have looked like such a, because I remember there was about 6 or 7 BBC runners in the wings, sort of like hanging around, sort of doing various things, and I remember them all watching Rick popping this thing, and he was like shouting for napkins, so he was like, can anyone get, so they were all running around sort of getting stuff. And I remember thinking, I must have looked like such a diva. I sort of turn up this young comic with like an entourage of 3 people who then like medically, and then we're like shouting for napkins and
wow, that's how to make a name for yourself. That's and did that inspire you to kind of do anything with, because there's a lot of content in what you just said, did that kind of spur you on to...
I haven't talked about that one. I don't think I've ever done that on camera. I don't think I've ever told anyone that.
Well, thank you very much for the exclusive.
Exclusive, Kevin Durham. Woohoo! Yeah, so that wasn't my best moment.
And what's coming up for you? What's in the pipeline?
I'm back in Edinburgh this August, hopefully not with any injuries, doing a show in the Pleasance Courtyard, 8 o'clock every day, Pleasance Courtyard, Tom Lucy. The show's called Reluctant Millennial, and it's about that. It's about me not really wanting to be part of my generation.
Okay, good plug.
There you go. Sounds a bit dark, that. It's funny. It is funny.
It's funny. Yeah.
It's funny. You gonna come?
If you don't talk about pus bubbles,
we won't talk about that.
Okay.
No, we won't talk about that.
Avoid the pus bubbles. I'm there.
I will talk about it, but when you're there, we'll cut that.
Good.
Cut that out.
Yeah, I'll just leave for a poo or something. Yeah.